Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Pisces Weekly Tarot Bite reading for the week of August 7th through the 13th. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lauren. This is a quick 10-minute energetic read for the week ahead. We are going to be looking at this for the sign of Pisces, and we're basing it off of the two themes that came up in the general collective reading, which was posted on Sunday evening, if you'd like to watch that. But the two themes that came up were regeneration and the Hermit. Now, regeneration really spoke to second chances or seeing area of new growth in our life in an area that really is going to help balance out our experience. So maybe in the last cycle, we were focused in one aspect of our life experience, and this cycle beginning now is going to help us focus in another area of our life and to see growth there. Now, with the Hermit, we are also being called to go within this week to find our own uniqueness, our own magic, and to shine that out there for not only us to see by, but to shine that out there for others to be able to see as well, to really appreciate the light that we each shine out. So it's a beautiful week. But Pisces, we're going to see here first what regeneration means for you. So where is this area of new growth? What does it look like for you? Maybe a second chance at something. Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles. So for many of you, there might be a fear around investing in this area of new growth. You might have started to see the plant kind of poke its head above the soil here, and yet you're not wanting to put either time, energy, or resources towards it. And it could be out of a place of not wanting to give up a little bit of stability in your life. It could also be maybe where you're just preparing yourself. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the World. I love that the World is coming in because that really is speaking to the energy that we are kind of wrapping up. We're like in that overlap period, like a Venn diagram, where we're wrapping up the old cycle and we're starting the new cycle, but there's always going to be that time in between where I like how one of my favorite tarot readers, Aquarian Insight, she always speaks to the butter pillar, where we're not the caterpillar and we're not the butterfly, but we're the butter pillar. We're like kind of in between there. And there's a sense here of you really embracing that energy with the World, celebrating how far you've come, celebrating, I think, a level of physical stability you are currently experiencing. But I also feel for many of you that there's the time of holding back, the time of I think being overly focused on your resources, the time where you were kind of clinging to the physical. There's a sense here now of the new cycle is going to allow you to kind of release your grip on that it's almost like time to celebrate the stability you've created for yourself, time to celebrate maybe even a foundation you've created for yourself in the physical, but now it's time to break through that. Now there's a sense this week of saying, you might have an opportunity to invest in this new area of growth for yourself. And you might be called to really, it might feel difficult for you to say yes, to put money towards that, to find the time to start incorporating that into your everyday experience. Because as the Pentacles speak to, they speak to anything in the physical. That could be our time, our energy, financial resources, things of that nature. And there's a sense here that in this next cycle, you get a chance to not hold back so much, to not focus so much on clinging to that level of stability, that there's going to be probably growth in your physical that you're going to see, either more time that you're going to have to put towards something, or there can be more financial flow coming in, something along those lines. So there's an end to holding yourself back, but I think it is going to require that first initial, it's going to feel very difficult, is having to take one of those pentacles that is part of your stabilizing force and invest it. And it means that you're going to have to kind of be destabilized for a minute, but that's going to allow that new sprout, that new area of your life that's trying to come up and bloom, to really take hold. This would be like saying, well, now I got to dedicate time. Now that my little plant has come up in my garden, I need to make sure that every day I spend time watering it and maybe weeding around it a little bit. And it's like, okay, well, I have to then somehow, I have to take something out of my experience to do that. Maybe this is where you're like, okay, I used to just sit down and watch Netflix after I ate dinner, but this is saying now I have to go outside instead and spend this time with my plant. I know it seems kind of like a funny metaphor, but going off of the picture here, that's definitely a theme coming through. Or it could be like, I have to get up a half an hour early because I have to take care of my plant. I have to invest that time because that's what I have at my disposal right now. And yes, that might mean that I have to then, it destabilizes my routine because in the evening I have to go to bed a half an hour early so I make up that sleep, or I have to pencil in a nap or whatever it is. So keep that in mind, Pisces. You might be called again to, go out of your comfort zone. You might have to destabilize yourself a bit, invest in something in a new way. And it's also that in this new cycle, that's starting, you're really going to, it's interesting. When we almost on good faith show the universe through, again, investing, whether it's our time, energy, or money into something, and we go through that period of discomfort, we're almost proving to the universe we're ready for that new thing to come in. We've shown the faith, we've made the change, and now it's like, okay, well then here's the incoming abundance. Here's the additional resources you need to really start to focus on that plant full time now. So keep that in mind. I really intuitively wanted to come through. So for the Hermit, let's see what Pisces needs to know for the Hermit. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, which is interesting because that came out for Leo as well. You might have a Leo placement. I know my husband is a Leo sun and a Pisces moon. And then we have, I love it, Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Okay, so for some of you, there's a chance here with the Hermit. So Six of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Six of Pentacles speaks to reciprocity in our physical experience. It can speak to balance and harmony, where giving and receiving is in equal flow. The Ace of Cups speaks to new love, to a reconnection to the self, the spiritual self. It can also be literally reconnection to the energy of love through maybe a new individual. But there's a sense here of, I think for many of you, there's finding the magic within, finding your dream, your star within, and realizing that things in your life are going to come into balance through the energy of love, through what you love, through the possibility of new connections as well, or just a renewal of the self. There is a sense here, Pisces, that in this next cycle for you, there might be almost like a new, like a reawakening. I guess that's the only way I can say it. It's almost like a spiritual awakening for many of you in this next cycle, where you're going to, I think, connect more intimately to yourself. There's going to be, I think, a lot more self-love coming through. But there's going to be a sense too that maybe for some of you, where you've been holding back is in love. And where that area of your growth is now regenerating, this is going to say it's time now to commit to what you love, or to this fresh awareness of yourself. Again, this new version of yourself you might just be coming into awareness of. And this will really bring an aspect of your experience into balance. This might be too, or maybe for some of you, you're afraid to commit to either someone else or even to yourself. And it's actually going to bring about some level of physical, possibly even financial gain, because you're going from the 4 to the 6. But you have to kind of take that hurdle of facing the 5, which the 5 of Pentacles is that sense of lack, is the sense of I will be on the outside. It's the sense of I won't have enough support, and then I'll really be without. And this is saying, I think if you take that risk and you kind of go from the 4 of Pentacles of holding yourself back to putting yourself, again, investing in some way to this area of new growth or new growth within the self, and you come from that energy of love, it's going to balance out an aspect of your experience. You might actually, again, get more back than you were originally expecting. And that could be in the form of a new person entering your life. It could be in the form of also a renewal of the self, a reconnection to, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that this little aspect of my life experience that's sprouting up here is actually a part of myself that I can capitalize on in this next experience, this next life cycle that's starting. But I think for many of you, it could just be that there's a chance for new love in your life or a deepening of that love. Okay, let's see. I'm going to pull a final card here. Ooh, so we have 2. We have Scarab Beetle Spirit, which says magic works through you. Yes, there's definitely that coming through here, Pisces. Number 52, breaking down to the number 7. That is the number of spirit and our connection to co-creating with spirit. Koala Spirit. Spirit has a plan. Number 35, breaking down to the number 8. The number 8 is about physical abundance. It's also about empowered leadership and just self-empowerment in general. So there is a sense here with magic works through you and spirit has a plan that this is giving you that faith to take the leap, more so just to make the investment. Make the investment because it's going to give you a return that is coming through the energy of love. This would be like saying, you really want to focus on the home and family in this next part of your cycle because that didn't come through in the last. And so maybe now you have the chance, maybe you saved for that home. And yep, maybe you still don't have the partner to move into that house with you or the family that's going to take up that, 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom home. But this is saying, but you wanted that for some time and it is part of your dream. It is that star you're finding within yourself. So this is saying this might be that time to take the money you've saved. And yeah, it might be scary to invest it in the home, to buy the home of your dreams. But if you do so with faith, the partner will come in. It's almost like once you do that and you move in, all of a sudden you go to the grocery store down the street from your new home and you run into the love of your life, Ace of Cups. And suddenly now, not only did you invest, but you got the second half of that dream come through, and that's the 6 of Pentacles. And all of a sudden, everything is balanced. Now, obviously, this can relate to the other way, to your work life. This could be where you're like, you know what? I'm scared to do it, but I'm going to just start looking to see what other jobs are out there. And, I might have to walk away from the stability of a place I've worked out for quite some time, but I'm just going to see. And then all of a sudden you realize, oh my gosh, this place of work could give me so much more. And you take that risk and suddenly now you maybe make back what you feel like maybe you hadn't been promoted for 5 years, something like that. And suddenly now you get paid twice as much and you make all of that back in a short period of time. You know what I mean? There's something here like that. So just keep that in mind, Pisces, as a point. But this week, there might be, with Spirit has a plan, there might be that kind of push for you to rock the boat, or for you to almost act from a place of faith, to invest in this new little area of growth for yourself. All right, I will leave it there. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, the full tarot scope for the month of August is up on my channel for each sign if you'd like to watch yours. And if I don't see you there, I hope to see you next week for your next Tarot Bite reading, or the next illumination reading in September. All right, bye, Pisces.